Stocks continue to look for direction coming off another important week that failed to provide a resolution to now a month-and-a-half long sideways consolidation for the S&P 500. Inflation data, meanwhile, last week showing another decline and better than expected improvement for the second straight week. Coming up this week, we'll look to more earnings opportunities, this time from Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba, along with search engine giant Baidu, both set to come through with their latest reports. Retail names in focus as well. We'll get retail sales data, but then also Home Depot, TJX, Target, and Walmart all set to come through. With another episode of your weekly market prep, the week ahead preview right now. The week kicks off with more Fed speak in focus. We'll get two rounds during the session on Monday. Fed's Bostic scheduled to make comments at 8:45 Eastern, then Barkin coming through at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We're back in the period where we'll get a daily dose, it seems, of Fed talk. Also pre-market, the only notable economic release will see the New York Empire Manufacturing Index for May released. There is an inflation tie to that, so we'll pay close attention again at 8:45. On the earnings front, retail favorite GNS is set to report its latest result, along with EV startup Workhorse. GNS could provide some opportunities. The headline-driven retail stock will be worth a watch going into its report. Earlier this year, the stock rallied following its previous earnings report after the company provided full-year 2023 guidance that came in better than expected. After the close of trading, more earnings will be on tap. Go EV, dating app Grindr, and New Holdings will post results, along with video streaming platform Rumble. RUM shares have been in the headlines recently with the departure of Tucker Carlson over at Fox News. Many thought there might be a tie between the two. Carlson said last week, though, he plans to relaunch his show on Twitter, of all places. Tuesday, it'll be all about the retail sector with retail stocks in focus and data coming through as well at 8:30 Eastern. We'll get the retail sales print for April. In March, this release showed sales overall slowed less than expected versus the prior month, but still posted a second straight month of overall declines. On the earnings front, we'll look to Chinese search engine giant Baidu for its latest report set to come through early on Tuesday. Home improvement retailer Home Depot and TME, Tencent Music, will also come through with earnings. The retail group as a whole has been struggling in 2023, with market focus shifting back to high-flying tech names. Home Depot shares are down about 10% in 2023 going into their latest report, adding to its negative showing from last year. Overall, Baidu shares have shown some relative weakness in past weeks on continued China-U.S. geopolitical tensions. The company, who recently joined the AI arms race, remains on U.S. authorities' auditing lists as well, with recent headlines suggesting further pressure being put on Chinese-listed ADRs by U.S. regulators. Also coming up on Tuesday, we'll watch for data at 9:15 with industrial production for April coming through. Then at 10 a.m., we'll get the April print for business inventories. And just like that, it's on to Wednesday we go. Before the open, retail stocks back in focus with both TJX and Target set to report their latest results. Target specifically has seen recent heavy inflows from hedge funds ahead of the earnings, with the company coming off an earnings beat in their last report. That snapped a three-quarter streak of downside prints for TGT. The current average EPS estimates for Target is looking for $8 per share, with further growth anticipated in the next fiscal year, with expected EPS of around $11 per share. Wednesday, meanwhile, will be relatively light on the economic calendar at 8:30 Eastern. Building permits and housing starts for April during the session. LiDAR maker Laser will be in focus as well. The company is scheduled to host its annual shareholder meeting, so we'll keep an eye on LAZR shares. Last week, the company reported a wider than expected quarterly loss in its latest earnings report. At 10:30 Eastern, the weekly EIA energy update will come through, so all eyes will focus on oil and energy stocks as they normally do on Wednesdays. All right, let's go to Thursday. We'll see the most important economic data of the week come through with a jam-packed schedule. Starting at 8:30, we'll get the initial jobless claims number once again from the prior week, along with the Philly Fed manufacturing number, which again does have an inflation tied to it. Then at 10 a.m., we'll look to existing home sales data for April for opportunities. Before the start of trading, We'll also get more earnings, Chinese ADR action as well. Baba set to report its latest results. Alibaba is coming off 5 straight positive quarters for earnings surprises. Most analysts, however, are cautious heading into this latest report. We'll also hear more from the retail sector with Walmart set to come through before the start of trading, along with Canadian apparel maker Canada Goose and Canadian Solar. The main event during the session, though, could come from AMD shares. The chipmaker is set to host its annual shareholder meeting that will get going at 1 p.m. Eastern. So all eyes not only on chip stocks, but AMD. And just like that, it's Friday. We'll wrap up the week on a quiet note. No real significant economic data or earnings to provide opportunities. We will, however, throughout the entire week, keep a close eye and ear open for any debt ceiling negotiation developments to come, as the date to which the U.S. government could run out of money grows even closer. As always, we'll bring you all the action live as it happens daily on TraderTV.Live.